Hi, Assalamualaikum. Today we're gonna present the factors that contributing to international bank growth. So, let's moving to the next chapter. First is trade bloc or agreement. A trading bloc is a type of intergovernmental agreement, often part of regional intergovernmental organization, where regional barriers to international trade, which is tariff and non-tariff barriers, are reduced or eliminated among the participating states, allowing them to trade with each other as easily as possible. So, for example of trade bloc, first the European Union, which is the most important trade bloc in Europe. Second, the Asian Free Trade Area is a trade bloc agreement by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations supporting local trade and manufacturing in all Asian countries. The benefit of trading bloc. First, tariff removal leads to trade creation, lower price for consumers and greater opportunity for exporters. It also increased trade enable increased specialization, which give benefit of economics of scale and lower average cost from increased output. So, let's move on to the second factors, which is low marginal cost. The definition of marginal cost is the change in the total cost that arises when the quantity produced is incremented by 1 unit. It is the cost of producing 1 more unit of a good. The benefit of low marginal cost. The marginal cost of production is the change in cost that comes from making more of something. So, let's take for example, if the low marginal cost, the consumers will have purchased more a product, but if increase in marginal cost, they have decrease in purchasing product. The example of low marginal cost. When conducting business within a foreign country, it's easier to the exporter and importer because of the low marginal cost, because they can purchase or selling the product easily. So, let's move on to the third factors, which is knowledge advantage. The definition of knowledge advantage. Knowledge advantage is a major driver of customer service, creativity and innovation, and revenue growth. The benefit of knowledge advantage. First, customer satisfaction can be maintained. Second, hybrid product and services can be introduced to cater local and foreign markets. Last but not least, the example of knowledge advantage. Most businesses have the main purpose of increasing revenue, but this can be a bit difficult when competition increases. By managing knowledge properly, employees gain access to valuable information and deliver better results. The organization stimulates innovation and directly achieve growth a lot easier.
There's a saying, give a man a gun and he can rob a bank. Give a man a bank and he can rule the world. I found that quote is very interesting, so I put it in this video. For the subtopic that I'm gonna explain is competitive market, growing diversity, and economies of scale. Let's continue to the voiceover video. The competitive market is related to the degree of growth of financial market to increase capital market, forex and money market. This trend, which has increased over the last 30 years in mature systems, has put performance on profit margin at country home. This enabling banks to enlarge their foreign customer bases and encourages financial ingenuity and innovation. The vision of Malaysia, for example, to achieve high income nation by the year 2020 has released a lot of Sharia compliant in order to seek for new investor. So, do you understand about the competitive market? Do you? Now let's get to the next subtopic, which is growing diversity. When we talk about diversity, it consists of race, age, ethnic, gender, physical or mental ability, and etc. But what about growth in diversity? Here's an example. Shinhan Bank, which is a pioneer in South Korean finance with operations around the world, is taking the opportunity to conduct its operation internationally. They decided to join the Canadian market, and because of the cultural diversity and educated workforce, Shinhan Bank chose Ontario's Greater Toronto area. This may give an advantage of growing diversity, which is managed to capture a larger proportion of the overall market, produce a dynamic economy in global markets, encourages a more innovative and imaginative workforce, and avoid risk of employee turnover. Is growing diversity may lead to an economic disaster? The answer is no. Diversity is a key ingredient that growing strong and inclusive economy that builds to last. Well, next up is economies of scale. Let's continue to the video. Economies of scale is doing things more efficiently with increasing volume of operations. There are three most common sources of economies of scale. Firstly, wholesale and retail distribution. The speed of operation need to improve, such as order fulfillment, lower the costs, both fixed and working capital. For example, like Maiden using quote with buy at wholesale price, because due to its huge buying power. Secondly, in financial, choose the bank that gives lower interest charge when borrowing and having access to a greater range of financial instruments. Thirdly, in managerial, occur when large firms can afford specialists. They more effectively manage particular areas of the company. For example, a seasoned sales executive has the skill and experience to get the big orders. They demand on high salary, but they are worth it.
Okay, hello. Today I would like to discuss about factors that contribute into the international banking growth. Let's go. Okay. Firstly, market needs. It's important to create a customer experience that produce lifetime value in relationship. It is because international banking needs to be creative and innovative to attract more customers to get their product. International banking need to active development, competent staff and support system on the organization. For example, doing a SWOT analysis or market segmentation. It is because they need to know the demand on the market. Risk reduction means that international banking started to reduce their risk because doing abroad business are always at risk, such as their currency, their government policy, etc. Risk can cause problem in the service, which is that it will affect their business. Okay, but the greatest stability earning is possible with the international diversification. It means that the more you take the risk, the more return you will get, as there is various international activity by the international bank. The profit maximizing strategy behind the bank's international activity is affected by economic development and regulatory environment in the home country. It means that your business in the abroad will affected by your home country policy or economic development. Different countries have different economic development and government policy. As we all know, in developing countries must take into consideration the group of poor. For example, Indonesia had a lower group of poor people nowadays. To ensure the development of a country, more people to be given equal chance such as financial assistance, provide more job or expand the industry. All about factor that contribute to the international banking growth. Okay.
Hello, my name is Ahmad Nadzmi. So, in this tutor, I would like to explain 3 factors that contribute international banking to growth, which are condition in host country, comparative advantage, and efficiency consideration. So, let's take a look. Condition in host country, influencing the decision of foreign bank to establish a branch or subsidiary. Second is subsidiary bank, which is foreign bank that incorporated in the host country. Third is bank expansion is worldwide to find optimal balance between return and risk. Another benefit is to maximum sales. It is to motivate banks towards countries with financial system. Also, to ensure macroeconomic financial stability in host country. And last is current risk, that is key factor of cross banking. Next factor is comparative advantage. It is to measure how effective is the bank incorporates a host country characteristic into business model. Bank perspective, it is a non-economic factor that helps to choose location of affiliates. Next is cultural proximity, that is foster cross-border bank transaction. So basically, comparative advantage cover 4 main areas, which is industrialized operation, return on capital, asset protection, and the last one is delivery transformation. Next factor that contributing to growth in international bank is efficiency consideration. So basically, this factor cover 2 scopes, which are global economic of scope and product specific economic of scope. Global economic of scope. It is important to see the difference between joint and separate production. Also, this economic of scope is occurs when both joint production of all product in the product mix are smaller than the sum of the cost of producing the product. Product-specific economies of scope. It arises from the joint production of particular product with other product, and it also can increase the efficiency of production by adding a particular product to a given product mix.